Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are going to learn about inverse proportion. We've got 3 success criteria, and the first one is to identify inverse proportion relationships. So 2 quantities are inversely proportional if one increases at the same rate as the other decreases. For this task, pause the video and decide if each of the following would be directly or inversely proportional to each other. Pause the video, and when you're ready for your answers, press play. Here are your answers. So time spent revising and scoring a test are directly proportional to each other. The more time you spend revising, the higher your score in a test. Time spent putting up a tent and the number of people helping. So the more people you have helping, the less time it takes. So this is inversely proportional. Travel time and speed. Well, the higher your speed, the faster you go, the less time it takes. So those are inversely proportional to each other. The amount of clothes and time taken to iron. Well, the more clothes you have, the more time it takes to iron. So they are directly proportional to each other. Age and height are neither inversely nor directly proportional to each other. They're not proportional to each other. They have no bearing on each other. Holes in a boat and time taken to sink. So the more holes you have in the boat, the less time it will take to sink. So they are inversely proportional to each other. And finally, the number of builders and time taken to build a house. Well, the more builders you have, the less time it takes. So those are inversely proportional to each other. And now we've completed success criteria 1. So now we're going to move on to number 2, and this is to answer inverse proportion questions. So in this example, 5 builders take 3 days to complete a job. How long would the same job take 3 builders? So we know that for 5 builders, a job takes 3 days. So we want to work out the total amount of time it would take 1 builder, then divide by the number of people helping. So for 1 builder, it would take 15 days. So if we have 3 builders working on the job, it will take 5 days because we divide by 3. Here's another example. 6 pupils can stack the chairs in 4 minutes. How long would it take 5 pupils to stack the same amount of chairs? So we know that 6 pupils take 4 minutes to do this job. So for 1 pupil, it would take 24 minutes to do this job. So that means 5 pupils will take 24 divided by 5, which is 4.8 minutes. Here's a question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So this question tells us it takes 4 people 2 days to paint a wall. How long would it take if we got 6 people to do it? So it takes 4 people 2 days, which means it would take 1 person 8 days to do this job. So if we got 6 people to do the job, we divide the 8 days between those 6 people. So that'd be 1 1/3 days. Here are some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So there's your green answers, there's your amber answers, and there's your red answers. And now we've completed success criteria 2. So now we're going to move on to number 3, and this is to apply to problem-solving questions. In this example, a fort has provisions for 300 men for 90 days. After 20 days, 50 men left the fort. So how much longer will the food last now? So if we write notes for each calculation that we need to do. So after 20 days, there would be enough food for 300 men for 70 days, because they've already used up 20 days worth of food. So that means one man could last 21,000 days in the fort. Now there's only 250 men in the fort because 50 men have left. So we divide their provisions between the 250 men, so they can last for 84 days. Here are 2 questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. Here are your answers. So for the green question, we're told 8 machines take 5 days. So one machine would take 40 days. Now during 2 days, 4 of the machines are working. So 4 machines would take 8 days work complete. So the number of days left would be 32 days. And from the 3rd day, all 8 machines are being used. So 32 divided by the 8 machines would take 4 days. So in total, it would take 6 days work. For the amber question, if 12 machines can make 60 boxes in 2 days, assuming all the machines work at the same rate, how many machines are required to produce 220 boxes in 8 days? So we know 12 machines can produce 60 boxes in 2 days. So we can only change 2 things at a time. For one machine can produce 5 boxes in 2 days. We want to find out how many they produce in 8 days. So if we times that by 4, the one machine can produce 20 boxes in 8 days. Now we need to produce 220 boxes, so we times by 11. So we'd need 11 machines to produce 220 boxes in 8 days. And now we've completed success criteria 3. So now that we've completed the last objective, it's time to end the video. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you found it useful. Make sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out the videos on the rest of the channel. I'll see you next time. See ya.